Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and welcome to This Week in WoW for the week of June 24th. Before we get started, let's, as always, thank the Patreon supporters. We have Mario Casillas, Rep Pally Rocks, Nick Rada, and Peter Burnham. Thank you guys so much for that support. It's very much appreciated. Now, let's hop in and talk about what's going on in the game this week, including this cool dragon mount that I'm on right here in my nice little pirate outfit. First, let's go through and talk about the things going on for the weekly events. We do have the PvP Brawl Packed House this week. Just another PvP Brawl. They haven't done much with these. They stated the purpose of them, but not much has been done with them. It's basically to collect data. War Within Dungeon event is also going on. This one is always worth pretty much doing, especially on alts or on your main character. Maybe you're a Delve main, but you can get into to do some dungeons for this particular week. That can be very much worth it. We also have the time walking continuing, the Turbulent Timeways. This is going to be Mists of Pandaria this week for the time walking dungeons. And we will be talking more about this concerning the cool dragon mount that I'm on right now. But we also had the Midsummer Fire Festival going on. This lasts for the rest of this week and a little bit of next week. This is actually, they added a few things to it. If you've never done this one before, you click on bonfires and stuff like that. There's the daily thing, the Frost Lord, Hune or whatever his name is. Sorry if I'm pronouncing all of that wrong. You can go and do that, and you can queue for that in the Dungeon Finder or whatever. And so yeah, they did add some stuff for this one. There's a couple new quests, I believe, as well. So you just go to like your main city. You can do Midsummer Fire Festival stuff. Go click on all the bonfires around the world, I guess you'd say, and do that. That's going on. And then, of course, so let's first talk about the Turbulent Timeways going on here. So it was found out last week that you could get this mount without having to do the achievement. So there's an achievement in there to where if you do the Turbulent Timeways each week for the first 5 weeks or whatever, you have a chance to get this mount. And then you're not a chance, but you would get this mount. However, people found out that it could just randomly drop at the end of your dungeon. So for me, between all my characters, I probably did about 20 or so dungeons, and I got this on like the 20th one or so. It was the last one that I did. I didn't do any more after this. So you can actually get this really cool mount, the Chrono Corsair, just from doing it. Or you can do 4 time walking every week, if assuming you did it last week, every week, and then you'll get the mount automatically. But you could just spam try to farm this mount as well. And people are saying very similar things to me, is getting it around their 15th run, their 20th run, their 25th run. Obviously, there's those people that have done 50 runs or 100 runs and haven't gotten it. It's not insanely low, but it is low enough that you might have to run quite a few. But it's not unattainable at all, and it's a very cool mount. I'm back in like my pirate theme now because of this mount, and this is the mount I'll be using for at least for a little while. It's very, very nicely done. Like, a lot of times, people say the best mounts are on the shop or something, which I don't think is necessarily true in World of Warcraft. But this one's really cool. I really like the way it looks and the detail on some of it. I'm not even a huge mount guy. If you watch my channel, you know that I don't sit around talking about mounts all the time. But this one's actually pretty neat. I really much enjoy it, if I'm just being completely honest there. Also this week, we have some more advanced, not advanced, but just some more specific testing going on in the PTR for 11.2, because last week we got announcement of 11.2. So I did some Rep Paladin videos for 11.2. I did just the actual going over what was revealed for 11.2. The Koresh, the new zone for the ethereal zone or whatever. It looks really, really cool. Lots of high praise based on what's been released so far on this. The tier sets look all amazing for like most specs and most classes. They are hero talent based, and they just look so cool. So tons of high praise so far for that. I do plan on doing as much raid testing and testing this week as I can to get better information for Rep Paladin stuff, because we are in like a wait and see kind of thing, because Herald is now at least working properly. So will the tier set give that over the top? All kinds of questions to be found on the PTR for 11.2. And of course, we are almost done with this season, I guess you'd say. So we are looking ahead there a little bit. Not too much left to learn as far as ret stuff goes for this season. Everything's pretty much settled there. So we'll be, when it comes to ret videos, and probably most of the videos, we'll be looking ahead to 11.2 going forward. So I'm super excited about it. There's obviously all kinds of things for 11.2. I went over a lot of them. There's tons more stuff for 11.2. It's a very big patch. One other thing I want to talk about, the one button things now in the game, the assist helpers now in the game. I will tell you this, there's people that are really enjoying the one button thing in your DPS. Someone put a list of like how much your DPS will go down by using it. And it varies by spec. Some specs it's very low by using it, and some it's a lot more. But I think it's very interesting, and overall, I think it's good. If you hate it, what I will say is this. Now, the one button is different. I have been using the one button on my rogue. I have not kept up with rogue at all. I vaguely knew how to play outlaw rogue in Shadowlands, but I don't keep up with rogue at all. And when I was leveling my rogue, I was literally just using the one button thing in the dungeons and doing good enough damage. And then my 8-year-old son, actually, he doesn't like the one button thing. He thinks that's a little too easy, but he has been using the highlighted assist, and he is having a blast, and he's doing the most damage he's ever done by using that highlight assist. So I think overall this is like really good for the game in general. If you're like me and you want to min max, then you don't need to use it or anything like that. You can kind of do better decisions without it. But for just any random player, anybody who doesn't care about min-maxing to their fullest potential, this is a pretty huge W. Just never had seen him having that much fun doing damage before and getting excited because he was like at the top of the damage meter or something like that, right? Like that was very cool for him, and it was very cool to watch. And like, is my 8-year-old gonna join the Mythic Raid? No. Could he do that? No. But can he do good damage in a leveling dungeon now? Yes, and that's very cool. And I hope everyone can have that a little bit of perspective there. Now, yeah, if it becomes an issue later on because the top damage in the world is using the one button rotation, well, then that's a tuning issue too. Anybody that can play their class with the one button thing, their damage is going to need to be tuned down slightly, of course, right? That's just the reality. And you can kind of then tell which classes, by who's doing the most damage with the one button rotation, you can kind of tell which classes are the easiest to play, and then maybe their damage needs tuned down, etc. But I don't think it's going to be a huge worry, is like my main point there. And not to get into an argument or anything, I don't think it's going to be too big of a worry. So that's it for this one, guys. Like I said, I'll be on the PTR testing all week. That'll be what I'm mostly doing. Hopefully I have stuff to do actual videos about, and I'm not just on there for just for the testing, but that's what I'll be doing this week. So as always, I ask you to please subscribe to the channel because that helps me out the most. If you're already a subscriber, I encourage you to check out the Patreon. And other than that, everybody, have a good one.